Welcome to the new video, Old Cryptic Coins Where Rare Coins Tell Stories Richer Than Gold. Today, we're diving deep into one of Australia's most fascinating and valuable coins, the 1938 Australian halfpenny. While half a penny might seem like pocket change, the specific year and minting have given rise to one of the most expensive half pennies ever sold. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious viewer, you're about to uncover why this coin is a true national treasure. Let's begin by traveling back to 1938, a pivotal year in Australia's numismatic and political history. The 1930s were marked by the global Great Depression, and Australia, like much of the world, was still reeling from the economic impact. Despite the hardships, the Royal Australian Mint moved forward with its usual coin production. The halfpenny, a denomination widely used for daily transactions, continued to be produced. But the 1938 halfpenny stood out for several reasons. This was the first year the halfpenny bore the image of King George VI, following the abdication of his brother Edward VIII. With a new monarch on the throne, the coinage had to be redesigned. The 1938 halfpenny was minted in both Melbourne and London, and this split production would later play a key role in rarity and value. It was also the first Australian coin to feature the new monarch, which gives a unique place in the country's numismatic timeline. Let's take a closer look at the design. The obverse of the 1938 halfpenny features a crowned bust of King George VI, facing left. This portrait was engraved by British sculptor Thomas Humphrey Paget and showcases fine detail, from the curls in the king's hair to the laurel wreath circling his head. The reverse design is equally striking. It displays a classic kangaroo designed by George Kruger Gray, a bounding kangaroo with the words Australia above and halfpenny below, with the date 1938 at the bottom. It's a minimalistic but iconic design that speaks to Australian pride and wildlife heritage. This design would continue for decades and become one of the most recognized coin motifs in Australia's history. Now, let's talk numbers, the most important factor when it comes to a coin's rarity and value. The 1938 halfpenny had a total mintage of about 6.8 million coins. But don't let that number fool you. While this might seem like a large quantity, several factors have made this coin extremely rare and top condition. First, many coins from that era were heavily circulated. As a result, most surviving examples show significant wear. Second, the split between Melbourne and London minting means there are subtle variations between coins, including different die types and strike quality. Collectors often seek out the London minted version, as it's generally considered to have been struck with better craftsmanship. Moreover, finding a 1938 halfpenny in gem uncirculated condition, graded MS65 or higher, is exceptionally rare. Only a handful of such coins are known to exist today, making them extremely desirable at auctions and among high-end collectors. Let's now look at where the money comes in. Over the past few decades, prices for high-grade 1938 halfpennies have skyrocketed. While average circulated examples can be acquired for a modest sum, pristine coins in near-perfect mint condition have fetched jaw-dropping prices at auction. One of the most famous sales took place at an Australian auction house, where a PCGS MS66 RB 1938 halfpenny sold for nearly $15,000 AUD. Yes, you heard that right. 15,000 Australian dollars for a coin once worth half a cent. The key to its value wasn't just its rarity, but also its condition, color, and strike quality. Another record-breaking specimen graded by NGC as MS65BN sold for over 12,000 Australian dollars, mainly due to its attractive brown toning and impeccable preservation. In today's numismatic market, a top-grade 1938 halfpenny is considered a blue-chip investment, one with rising demand and limited supply. So, what makes some 1938 halfpennies worth more than others? It all comes down to 5 key factors: condition, color, mint origin, rarity, and provenance. 1. Condition. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, and those in the MS mint state range, especially MS65 and above, command the highest prices. 2. Color. The color of copper coins can range from red to brown. Red coins are typically considered more valuable due to less oxidation. 3. Mint origin. Coins from the London Mint are generally better struck and more desirable to elite collectors. For Rarity, unique die varieties, errors, or special strikes significantly increase value. 5. Provenance. Coins with known ownership histories or those from famous collections tend to fetch more at auction. All of these elements combine to make certain 1938 half pennies extremely expensive. Another layer of value comes from varieties and mint errors. While the 1938 half penny does not have as many famous varieties as some other coins, a few die cracks, double dates, and off-center strikes have been reported by collectors. For example, there's a well-documented example of a 1938 half penny with a doubled 8 in the date. This variety is extremely rare and can sell for thousands of dollars depending on the coin's overall grade. Similarly, offsetter strikes or weakly struck reverse images are considered collectible oddities and have a small but dedicated market. Errors are highly sought after because they tell a story of what went wrong during minting, making them a tangible piece of minting history. If you're thinking of adding a 1938 half penny to your collection or investing in one, here are some practical tips. By certified, always go for coins that have been graded by reputable agencies like PCGS or NGC. Research the seller. Ensure you're purchasing from trusted dealers or auction houses. Focus on quality. Even if you can't afford the highest grade, try to buy the best condition within your budget. Understand market trends. Coin values fluctuate, so keep an eye on auction results and market reports. Store properly. Use non-PVC holders and avoid humidity to preserve the coin's surface and luster. The 1938 half penny can be a smart investment, not just financially, but historically. So, what did we learn today? The 1938 Australian half penny may have started as a humble piece of currency, but has grown into a prized collectible. Its historical significance, low population and mint state, and beautiful design have made it one of the most expensive half pennies in Australia's coinage history. Whether you're a numismatic enthusiast or a casual viewer, this coin is a perfect example of how history, design, and rarity can turn an everyday object into something extraordinary. If you ever come across a 1938 half penny, take a second look. You might be holding a small fortune in your hands. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another deep dive into rare and valuable coins. Until next time, keep collecting and keep the history alive.